Wolves versus Liverpool, Saturday, 12:30 kickoff, straight after the international break. Who's Jurgen Klopp going to pick? Or more importantly, who's back in time to be selected?
Header. But oh, you beauty! What a head, son! What a head!
Welcome back to Onto the Ball. I'm Scott and I'm here to go over the Liverpool potential lineup against Wolves tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Early kickoff after the international break yet again for Liverpool. It always seems to be us. It always seems to be Jurgen Klopp having something to say about it. Obviously, I'm Team Jurgen Klopp and I always will be. But he's had some strong words to say about it in the press conference today. We have 4 international breaks until March. We have 12:30 kickoffs for 2 of them. If I say a word about it, the whole world says I start moaning again. This is a joke. We have players in South America. I haven't seen them yet. Absolute nightmare. But we have to go on. We have to carry on. We have to pick a side that can deal with Wolves. That's the trick here. Who's he going to pick? Who's he going to have to pick? Before I get started, I just want to say a massive thank you to all the subscribers so far. Travis and I have hit 1,400 subscribers. So I'd just like to say a big thank you to everyone that's liked and subscribed and watched us. The channel is a year old as well this week. All the guests that have come on, Dan from Two Blues, Josh from True Gooner, OB, who's not been on for a few months, but he was part of the channel. Jose from Football Ferreira, Matt from FPL Map Day, all the lads that have supported us. Thanks ever so much. But let's get straight into it. Team selector. There's only one goalkeeper. It doesn't really matter if he's been on international duty, but Alisson has got to get the nod. We cannot be messing around with another keeper. The thing about Alisson is that he has been away on international duty, but he actually didn't play for Brazil. He was on the bench for Edison. So if you actually see there, he did travel with the squad out for the World Cup qualifiers. Not the World Cup. Oh, it is World Cup, isn't it? So he's on the bench. He plays second fiddle to Edison. So obviously he's not going to be mentally fatigued. He might be tired from the long haul flight to South America and back, but hopefully he's fit enough to start. Everyone's going to be hoping he is anyway. So he obviously gets the nod between the sticks. And then we are obviously going into the defence. Jurgen Klopp's press conference today, Trent Alexander-Arnold has not made the fitness test. Jurgen Klopp, he's always directed by the doctors. And in this case, he said Trent is running, but he has not been past fit to start. So that leaves only one player to go right back, and that's going to be Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez done really well in the last game against Villa. Hopefully he's going to take that confidence into the next game. And I've always said that Joe Gomez is a better right back than he is centre back. So that leaves us in defence. Going off Jurgen Klopp's presser today, he said that KONATE has been past fit. Thank God he wasn't out too long. KONATE's had so many injury issues since he joined us, really. We're hoping that he can overcome them and find a bit of strength so his body doesn't let him down and not miss many games this season. Hasn't been a great start. Virgil van Dijk is out, banned, as we all know. So that leaves one man left, Joel Matip. And if you think there, we've got 4 centre-backs and 3 of them will be starting on Saturday at lunchtime against Wolves. So that shows we're almost down to the bare bones already. Trent Alexander-Arnold is out and Van Dijk is got 1 game left of his ban. Can't get him back soon enough. Andy Robbo, after his great performance midweek against England. He resumes at left back. Kostas Tsimikas played it during the week as well for Greece, and he done well from what I hear. But obviously, Robertson is a fixture in that left back berth. And then we move on to midfield. And it again goes on to the who made it in the midweek internationals. Alexis McAllister. You see there, he played almost 2 full games for Argentina. One of them was his last game was on the Tuesday. No, I don't think he flew back straight away on the Wednesday. I think all the South American ballers would have flew back together, to be honest. And that was on the Thursday evening. They normally share a plane with a Man City South American contingent. So I don't actually know when they got back, but Jurgen Klopp did say in his presser today he hasn't seen the South American lads. So I honestly do not know what's going to happen there. I don't think he's going to start him. I think he's going to go with the players that he has seen. And that, I think, is going to mean a start for Endo. Apparently, he done fantastically well for Japan the other day against Germany. I don't think he played the second Japan game, so he's going to be fresh. So I predict Alexis McAllister is not going to make the starting lineup, as well as NUNEZ, but we'll get to that. So I predict Ryan Gravenberch. He rejected a call up to the Netherlands under-21 team. He wanted to stay and acclimatise to his new surroundings, his new clubs. That's credit to him that he wants to hit the ground running for Liverpool. It didn't go down too well with the national team bosses. But hopefully he's been in the classroom with the coaching staff, learning more about how we play out on the field, what's expected of him. And it wouldn't surprise me if this game was with one eye on him starting this game. And that maybe is why that he turned down the call up for the Netherlands under-21s. But we'll soon see. So I do predict Ryan Gravenberch is going to make his debut on the right-hand side in place of Alexis McAllister. And that leaves Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai, he's getting plaudits from all of the pundits. Paul Merson today called him the signing of the season so far, and who would disagree with him? Liverpool fans are absolutely delighted with him. It might be Szoboszlai on the right, Gravenberch on the left, but you get the idea. That's the predicted midfield three. He could always throw a Curtis Jones in there. He could even throw in Alexis McAllister if he's come back, and the doctors have ruled that he's not. He hasn't got muscle fatigue and he's fit enough to start. But Jurgen Klopp's always guided by the medical team. So that leads us on to the front three. Darwin Núñez, he played. Let's see what he played. Alexis McAllister started both the games. Luis Diaz started both the games, nearly 2 full games. Darwin Núñez, he played a half against Ecuador. But if you see there, he played the half against Ecuador on Tuesday, the 12th. So he has had an extra day's rest compared to Luis Diaz, who played on Wednesday for nearly the full game again in the 0-0 draw with Chile. So it's always hard to do predicted lineups, isn't it? Because you don't know who's fit. You don't know who's come back in the best shape. You don't know what time they come back. So all you can do is predict on what Jurgen Klopp's going to do and what the medical side, medical team are going to let him do. So for that reason, everyone knows we've got a fantastic front five. I predict he's going to go Jota on the left because he's fresher. He done fantastically for Portugal. That leaves the centre for Gakpo. Again, he done well apparently for the Netherlands. And then on the right, there's only one player. He's been absolutely sensational. He stayed with Liverpool despite interest from Saudi Arabia. He played for Egypt at the international break. He played 2 full games, 90 minutes, but he's going to be fit enough to start, in my opinion. His fitness levels are incredible, not like any other player in the Premier League. I know I'm a bit biased, but Mo Salah, he's just built differently. He's a different kind of baller. Just going to jump into the comments. Travis, my boy, how you doing, mate? Cheers for tuning in, my co-host. I'm doing this one without you. Feels weird riding solo. Just come out the hot tub. He's at a little romantic getaway in a cabin with his missus. Ravi is in. Ravi, how you doing, brother? Cheers for joining again. Let me know your prediction in the comments, Ravi. How do you think we're going to get on with this? Bearing in mind we're on at 12:30 again. Early kickoff on the Saturday after an international break. A big up to Andy Goldstein. I was just listening to TalkSport on the way home. He's a Man United fan, Andy Goldstein, and obviously not everything he says is great, his opinions, but he said that Liverpool have played 12 times after the international break at 12:30 on a Saturday. The next nearest to that is Spurs with 6, Man United with 5, and a few others with 5. I mean, he said there must be an agenda against Liverpool, and that's a Man United fan saying it. He said that's more than a coincidence that Liverpool have played 12 times. That's double the amount of the next most, which is Spurs, 12 times at 12:30 on a Saturday after an international break. It's some sort of sorcery. So we've got the odds stacked up against us, and I don't know if anyone's got the stats in front of them, but we have not played well at 12:30 on a Saturday all of last season. I think we might have lost 3 and drew 1, maybe. Haven't got the stats to hand, but we're obviously just hoping that this season's different for everyone. Ravi says, question, how do we drive with the ball to keep the movement alive? Ravi, I'm sure you've seen it so far. It's the midfield. The midfield, what we were lacking last season was a Gini Wijnaldum. Now that we've got that, Szoboszlai is a monster. Everyone is raving about him. Alexis McAllister as well. He's just a box-to-box midfielder. The tenacity. The thing I love most about Alexis McAllister is how much he loves a tackle. He loves a scrap. So obviously, I've tipped Alexis McAllister not to make the start in the lineup yesterday. A lot of eyes are going to be on Gravenberch if he gets the nod. It could be Curtis Jones that gets the nod. In a game like this, you don't want to be taking any chances. Like we say, it's Saturday at 12:30. Not much training time after the international break. He might go with what he knows. That'll be Szoboszlai on the right, Curtis Jones on the left. I do think Endo will start this. Endo wasn't played in the Anfield game against Aston Villa. He was rested or dropped, whatever you want to call it. I think because it's away from home, Endo will be brought in for his energy to keep a tight midfield with either Szoboszlai and Gravenberch or Curtis Jones. So I think everything is on midfield. We said that midfield was where we were lacking last season. We hope we've solved the problem with the 4 midfield signings this summer transfer window. And then the front 5, pick any of the 3 from the front 5. You know they're going to do the business. So yeah, the midfield is how we're going to keep it alive and hopefully get these 3 points. 3-1 win. Wolves score first, but we'll win. I will take that all day long. Mo Salah. For anyone that plays FPL, I've kept Mo Salah in my team. He's vice captain behind Haaland. Nobody picks a captain outside of Haaland. You'd be absolutely mad not to. Ravi says, we need to stop making this a mind issue and play our game and focus and not worry on the time of the fixture when we play. That's a good point. How much of it is in the mind? How much of it is thinking we didn't fare well at this time last season? It's a mental block. I always remember Wayne Rooney saying that it's no good playing at this time, shoving chicken and beans down your throat at 10 a.m. But, you know, but as to the point that Andy Goldstein made on TalkSport earlier, now big up to him for that. Liverpool have played 12 times after the international break at 12:30 on a Saturday. 6 for Spurs was the next most. There's an agenda here. There's sorcery. So Andy Goldstein said that Liverpool, although they can't refuse to play at that time, there comes a point where you have to say, right, get everyone else up to 12 and then we'll start playing at 12:30. So the fixture guys, they need to sort it out to even it out a bit. Ravi says, I'd love to see Costas play, but that's not going to happen. But for me, Robbo is not as effective lately and needs rotating. I don't know. Robbo was an absolute monster on Tuesday night against England. He created the Scotland goal, driving from left back right out to right wing. I thought he played fantastically. And the thing with Robbo, what you got to remember is he's playing kind of more as a left-sided centre-back with Trent moving in this inverted role in the centre. So it kind of leaves defence, 3-man defence of Robbo, Van Dijk, and Konate when they're all playing. So Robbo's not going to be marauding down the left like he has the Robbo of old from the last 5 years. So, you know, he's having to change his game a little bit. I'm not saying that he's been out of form. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. And I think if we maybe signed some different defensive personnel in the summer, I think Robbo might have been back to a position he's more accustomed to on that left back, marauding down the left-hand side. So, yeah, honestly, I feel a little bit for Robbo. But you're not the first one to question his performance this season. Definitely not. Sunday League play games at 10:30 in the mornings and they got on with it on awful pitch. That's a good point, mate. And 10 pints the night before. But yeah, this is a different kettle of fish. But yeah, that's my lineup. Let me know in the comments if you agree with it or if you think he might risk a NUNEZ, he might risk a Luis Diaz, he might risk an Alexis McAllister. God forbid he risks Alisson. Cannot imagine him starting Kelleher or even Adrian in goals on this kind of game. It would be an absolute nightmare if he did. But Liverpool, listen, Liverpool have had an absolutely fantastic start to the season. Better than I thought they would, better than I tipped they would. But that's the great thing about football. Jurgen Klopp knows what he's doing. I don't. That's why he's the manager and I'm not. But look at this form. Ongoing unbeaten runs in the Premier League. I mean, if that doesn't make Liverpool fans happy, I don't know what will. 15 games unbeaten, obviously start of this season, and then 11 games towards last season. The next closest is Brentford on 7 games, Arsenal 5, Spurs 5. So that just shows what kind of form we're in going into the season. So obviously, I hope we can continue that because this season's been fantastic. In my opinion, we should have beat Chelsea. That hairline offside with Salah to put us 2-0 up. If that was onside, would have went 2-0 up. I'm pretty sure would have comfortably won that game, but it wasn't to be. But that's what happens. That's what happens at top flight footy. Do I make Salah FPL captain or robot? As I just said, Travis, everyone makes the robot captain. You'd be absolutely crazy not to. No one can afford to not make him the captain. It'd be foolish to suggest otherwise. Ravi, as much as I like Robbo, I'm not convinced with Robbo of lately. Playing him over Costas in every game is not going to be beneficial to us. That's your opinion, Ravi, and I absolutely respect it. For me, Tsimikas is not at the level of Robbo. If we had someone better than Tsimikas to step in, I'd probably agree with you. But for me, Robbo is still the head and shoulders the best in that position. Goguma's in. How you doing, Goguma? Thanks for joining again. Thanks for the comment on the video the other day. Really appreciate it. Thanks so much for tuning in. And I've seen you on Instagram as well. Thanks for all the likes and the love. Really appreciate it. Why sign up Costas to a new deal if Robbo plays every game? Quite simple. Protecting your asset. If Costas Tsimikas does end up leaving, we'll get a fee for him because he's got a good contract. If he's in the last year of his deal, we'll lose him for free. So sometimes it's just about protecting your asset. And that's definitely what we do. We didn't do it with Oxlade-Chamberlain. We didn't do it with Keita because they were both always injured. There was no resale value, so we were happy to let their contracts expire. Dhaliwal, big up. How you doing, brother? Thanks for joining. I think we beat Wolves 3-1. That's 2 people saying we'll beat Wolves 3-1. I haven't even done mine yet. Let me do it now. I think we are going to... Yeah, I think we're going to win 2-1. I think it's going to be tighter than you boys are suggesting, although Ravi did say he thinks that Wolves will go 1-0 up. I think we'll go 1-0 up. Salah, obviously. I think Wolves will claw it back to 1 each, and then I think we'll have enough in the second half to win it 2-1. I think it'll be a tight game. Everyone's expecting Wolves to suffer this year because they've sold or released a few players. Adama Traore, he always embarrassed Robbo down that right-hand side with his pace. It was always Robbo's toughest game. He's left. He's gone to Fulham. Raul Jimenez has gone. The defender Ruben Neves has gone to Saudi Arabia. So everyone's predicting them to suffer and struggle this season. But every game I've watched, they've been fantastic, especially against Man United. They tore them apart in that first game. And Travis and me done a live and we were watching it. Travis was watching from behind his couch and they were brilliant. So you cannot underestimate them. So it's not going to be easy. I don't think they've won yet, have they? I think they've only drew against Everton, is it? No, they beat Everton 1-0. I think they've drew against someone and then lost the rest. But definitely I'm not underestimating them, especially after this international break, especially the 12 o'clock, 12:30 Saturday kickoff. We struggled all last season with that. So I'm going to say 2-1. Anything but comfortable, though. Great to see you, Scott. Thank you. Hope you're well too. Thank you, Gaguma. I'm very well, thank you. But if Costas doesn't play, how can he get better? It's like you never riding a bicycle a lot, then get criticised that you're not good. That's true, Ravi. That is very true. But it's one of them. If Robbo gets injured and he's out for 10 games, Tsimikas will get his chance then, and hopefully he'll be able to stake a claim to call the left-back berth his own. But until that happens, he's just quite a comfortable backup for me. But again, that sounds like I'm saying he's not very good. He is good. I'm well happy with him as our backup left-back. If he left, we'd be searching around for another backup, another left-back. That's not what we want to do. But then again, keeping quality ballers happy when they're not playing week in, week out is down to the manager again. So he'll get his chance. I'm sure he will. There was rumours that he was going to be leaving, to be honest, in the summer, and he hasn't. Jordan Petrol's in. How you doing, brother? Thanks for joining. Top man, big up to you too. What's Trav saying? Invincible's incoming. Trav's on the beers, clearly at his log cabin in the hot tub. He's having frosty hot tub beers. Absolutely no way are we going the season unbeaten. Jordan says 3-1. Yeah, that's 3 shouts for 3-1 now. Jordan, I hear you. I hear you, brother. You're a Liverpool fan, Jordan, aren't you? Yeah, you are. Same as Jordan Hyman, my boy Jordan Hyman. They've got West Ham away, though. Tricky. Who's that, Trav? Who's got West Ham again? Oh, it's Man City, isn't it? Yeah, Man City got West Ham away. Yeah, I've still got Antonio in my FPL team. Dhaliwal's put his lineup. Alisson, Gomez, Matip, Konate, Robertson, Endo, Jones, Sabosle, Gakpo, Jota, Salah. Yeah, exactly the same as me. Dhaliwal. I just dropped Gravenberch in there. I've just got a feeling that Klopp's going to get a little bit brave and drop Gravenberch in there for his debut because he's been training with the team for 2 weeks, settling into his new surroundings. But then I did say it wouldn't surprise me because it's 12:30 on a Saturday after international break. Klopp will go what he knows, tried and trusted. Yeah, I think you're probably right. He'll drop Jones in there instead of Gravenberch. Ravi, I respect your opinion, but why risk burning out players playing every game then they can't be as effective? That's a good point, mate. And another thing with us being in the Europa League is that Tsimikas will get his games there. So hopefully he'll use them opportunities to be up to speed, stake a claim, perform well in the Europa League. If you see the squad that we've selected for the Europa League, it looks like we're going to go strong in the Europa League. So although I personally don't care if we win it or not, Jurgen Klopp is going to be playing strong teams. So you're going to see your Matips in there, your Gomez, Tsimikas, Curtis Jones. You're going to see THIAGO come back from injury soon. Obviously, we've got a strong front 6 players. I'm going to add Ben Doak into that. Ben Doak is going to get opportunities in the Europa League in place of Mo Salah. So you could see a front 3 of Ben Doak, Jota, Gakpo. And then on a Saturday, it'll be DIAZ, NUNEZ, Salah. So we've got lots of options and loads of games. Another thing that Jurgen Klopp pointed out today is that we're playing every 3 days for about the next month, really. So there's going to be so much rotation, so many games. So let's see what Tsimikas can do, as well as the other boys. Van Dijk will be back. I think Van Dijk will play Thursday night, in fact, in the Europa League. I don't know about you guys, but I still don't even know who we've got in the Europa League. That's how much I don't care about the competition. I know it's LASK, but other than that, I don't even know. If you held a gun to my head, it's a Belgian team. Is it Union something? And then Toulouse. That shows how much I hate that competition. I'd play the absolute reserves or the youth team in it, but we've announced a strong squad, so He's clearly going to be going strong in it. Dhaliwal says, me saying 1-3 does not mean it's easy. We just have an extra quality. I hope you're right, Dhaliwal. This is one of them games, Dhaliwal. You just want to get into Wolverhampton, get the 3 points and get out of there and put another 12:30 p.m. Saturday kickoff to bed, get 3 points and get home and get in the ice bath. Costas is good cover for Robbo. Agree totally, mate. Wolves are a poor side. Even we beat them. We were just talking about that. The first game of the season, they absolutely slapped Man U and left Old Trafford with a 1-0 defeat down to a dodgy VAR decision. I'm still not over that, Travis. I'm really not. No banter. What's expectations for Pools this year? Top 4. Absolutely. Can you call it expectation? The aim is top 4. After the year we've just had, if we can get in top 4 comfy, just get back in the Champions League, keep the money rolling in from Champions League, strengthen the defence next summer. That's what we need after strengthening the midfield this summer. Top 4. And listen, you know my feelings, brother, on League Cups and FA Cups. I'm not going to be singing and dancing in the street about them. But if we get to the final, it's a day out. I'd like to put one of them in the trophy cabinet every day of the week. But I'd have the League Cup and the FA Cup over the Europa League. That's how low I class the Europa League. So yeah, top 4. But who knows? You get to Christmas like Arsenal did last year. If you're around the 1st and 2nd, and you've still got Man City to come to Anfield, because I'm sure we play the Etihad first in November. So if we're still around Man City come the turn of the year and we've still got to play them at Anfield, who knows, mate? Jurgen Klopp's at the wheel, so absolutely anything is possible. Yeah, Trent's injured, brother. Jurgen Klopp said in the presser today he hasn't made it. Still got the hamstring problem. He is running, but he's not passing the ball yet. But he's got absolutely no chance for Saturday, so he's out. That's why I put Gomez at right back. Konate's back though, Trav. That's the good thing. Konate's back. So he should take place next to Matip in the centre of defence to cover for Van Dijk's last game of his 2-match ban. Dhaliwal, he's looking right ahead to Thursday. I love it, brother. 3-1 win tomorrow, and then we're already talking about Thursday. Kelleher, Bradley. I think Bradley might be injured, mate, but he might not be. You might know more than me. Gomez, Konate. I think he'll play Van Dijk to get his fitness back up. Dhaliwal, like I just said, because he's missed the last 2 games. Tsimikas, Endo, Jones or Elliott, Thiago, Jota, Gakpo, Doak. Thiago's not fit yet, mate. He's not even running yet, Klopp said today. So yeah, I don't think Thiago is. I think he's still a couple of weeks back. Thiago's made of crisps. He's just got no strength about him at all. But yeah, so Endo, Jones, or Elliott. Yeah, Elliott. I think Gravenberch will probably that might be a good tester for Gravenberch. If he doesn't make the side tomorrow, which I've tipped him to make it, I think Gravenberch will make his full debut on Thursday. That'll be a nice little game to ease himself in. It's away from home as well, so it'll be a good little test for him. If you lose a 12:30 kickoff, you'll be the first team to lose and you'll be watching other teams win. There is always that, but let's not even think about losing, to be honest. Let's just think about winning, getting out of Wolverhampton with the 3 points. Trent is injured for 2 weeks, so he probably will be back next week. Yeah, that's what he said in his presser today. He's back running, but he's not passing the ball. He said he's going to be starting passing the ball in training this week. So there's no way he will be risked on Thursday. Absolutely not. So let's hope he's back Sunday. Who's the game next Sunday, Dhaliwal? Do you know? My mind's just gone blank. So yeah, we've got Wolves. In fact, let me just look. Wolves Saturday 12:30. Lask on Thursday night. I'll tell you who it is. Some of you guys might like the Europa League. So just because I don't, West Ham, home to West Ham. So it's Lask Thursday night, home to West Ham. Then the EFL Cup at home to Leicester, away to Spurs, at home to Royal Union, then away to Brighton, home to Everton, and then Toulouse. That's the team in the Europa League, Toulouse. Let's hope we don't Toulouse against them. But yeah, it's on to Wolves tomorrow. Let's see what we can do. Get the 3 points against Wolves, and then we've got a cushy little game against West Ham at home next Sunday. It'd be nice to knock them down a peg or two. I trust Gomez to do a job versus Wolves. Me too, mate. He's never let us down at right back. I said it in the last stream. He's never let us down at right back. He's a better right back than he is a centre back, in my opinion. So yeah, Gomez at right back, no problems for me at all. Yeah, we have West Ham in the league. Yeah, nice one. So that's it. The talking's done. On to Wolves away tomorrow at 12:30. I might be on to stream after it. If there's some good talking points, I might be on to stream after the Man U game against Brighton. If my boy Naz is available and something worth talking about happens. But other than that, everyone have a great weekend. And me and Travis will see you on the next streams. Nice one. Cheers, guys.
Header. But Gerrard! Oh, you beauty! What a headshot!